Hey guys, this is Todd from Mobile Inventor. This video will go over sending a push notification, and we'll show you the different ways to do that and what a push notification is. We'll show you some examples and some other things like that. For this call, we will be referencing the Help Center over here, and if we click on that, that will take you to a Getting Started guide. Honestly, this covers most of the big topics that we have for the dashboard. Also covers some app functionality. If you were to go through all of these, you'd be pretty much set on how to use everything. Obviously, we won't go over all of this today. This would take quite some time to go through. So today we're just going over push notifications, and you can see there are the topics on the left, and we cover different ways to send notifications and how to manage them overall. All right, so let's go back to our dashboard. You can see that we're at marketing. That is the default to take you to send or schedule a push notification. Now, there are three different ways, depending on what class management system you use to send a notification. If you use Jackrabbit, Dance Studio Pro, or Studio Director, either of those three, you can send targeted push notifications to your parents. So by class, by instructor, by balance, those kinds of things. If you don't use one of those, we don't have, at least as of this video, we don't have targeted notifications yet. But we're working on it. So we'll go over all the three of those. If you don't use the targeted notifications, or if we don't support it, then you can skip past that part. Okay, so the easiest way to send a notification is just to send to everyone. And by the way, we want you sending notifications to everyone that uses your app. Try to do that 4 to 5 times a month. And while some of you may think that that is a lot, it's really not. What we have seen in our research with customers of ours that do really well with keeping their audience engaged, they have a solid number of customers that use the app from month to month, and they've kept that up. What we've noticed that they do is, and it's very consistent with all of these, is they send notifications on a regular basis, 1 to 2 a week, and that's to everyone. That doesn't include the targeted notifications that you may want to send by instructor or by class or other ways. So keep that in mind when you're starting off with your app, that you want to try to send around 4 to 5 a month if you can. Okay, so the easiest way again to send to everyone, just to send a push notification, is just to send to everyone. In that case, you'll skip any groups you have defined, and don't worry, we'll go over groups here in a second, and you'll click continue, and you'll write your notification. And we'll go over how to do the notification here in a sec. The second way to do that is by using groups. So if we go over here to groups and we click create a group, you see there's a number of different types of groups. There are opt-out and opt-in. Opt-out is not used as much, but it is a way of getting everyone that uses your app now and in the future in the group that you create. No action needed on their side. If they don't want to be part of the group in the app, they can go to groups and unsubscribe from any of those groups. Now, the most used type of group is opt-in. And so in this case, in order for users to be part of the group, they have to go to groups in the app and actively say, I want to join that group. Now, there are a number of different types of opt-in groups, and it really is based on how you want to authenticate them. Do you want anyone to be able to join, or do you want there to be a password? You can also restrict it to, they have to have logged into the parent portal. Now on this one, the parent portal login required. The thing you have to be careful of or just watch in the future, if you choose this, it will require the parent or whoever's using the app to have logged into the parent portal, to be logged in at the time that they join the group. Now, if they are, let's say 3 months from now, they're no longer a customer, they're still part of that group. So we do not actively check that on a daily basis. So in that case, if you do choose this and you want to remove some people, there are ways to manage a group and remove people from the groups, and I'll show you that just a minute. And the other, which is a brand new one, introduced a few weeks ago, is invite only. Now, this type of group nobody sees in the app unless they're part of that group. They become part of that group by you sending them an invite, and I'll show you that in a second. So first of all, let's just create a pass-protected group to show you how that works. Let's put in a password of 123098. Let's give it a name. I gotta give it a description. All right, so you see that team updates group, password required. So if you wanted to join that group in the app, you would go to groups, you'd see it, you'd have to enter in the password that we just set here. Now let's say that we want to manage members of that group. If I click here, right now you don't see anyone. If you do see people in this group that you no longer want there will be a red X next to the group that they are part of, and you just click that, that will remove them. You can also send invites. So once you are on this page, you can click add members, and you just start entering in email addresses. You hit enter, it will add that to the list, and you can keep adding. And you click send invites. Now, the send invites will actually send them an email or send emails to all of the ones you've added here. It will have a unique link just for them. It will not work if they share it. And that will get them subscribed to the group. Now, there's one type of group that we talked about briefly, and that was the invite-only group. That type of group requires that you have the app login turned on, and that's a rather new feature too. So a lot of our apps that were produced more than a few months ago do not have that app login turned on by default. I'll show you how to turn that on. So let's close out of this, and let's go back to our groups. See this team updates group. Let's go ahead and delete that. Now, let's say I wanted to create an invite only. Okay, so I select invite only, and I click save. That's going to give me a message that says to use the invite only group, the app login must be enabled and published. The app content, app login. So the app login is not your parent portal login. It is a login just for the app. If you have it enabled, when a parent first opens the app, they're asked to create an account. The account is very simple. It's just first name, last name, and your email address. And once they create an account, they get a 6-digit code sent to that email, and they enter that code in the app, and that will create their account. Now, the reason we have this is so that you can track who's using your app and know who's in a group and easily remove them. Before, it required that parent be logged into the parent portal, which not all the users of your app are logging into the parent portal, think students. And so this allows you to know more of who's using the app and also really control who's in groups. So let me show you what that looks like, the app login. I'm going to step away from groups just for a second. You go to app content. Now, the third training video we have goes over this in detail, but I'm going here just to show you the app login. Over to the very right, there's a section called app login. So we'll click that. Now this app, it's not enabled. You can see require app login, yes or no. If we say yes, we can leave the default look like as this if we want, or we can say use the content default. So these are the button colors of the app that are there now, or you can set your own look. And so it will keep that color scheme, and you can change it if you want. Like, let's say you wanted to change the headings. Let's see, a blue, right? So you can see that show up there. And then you can also upload your logo, which will go here. So if you were ready to turn this on, now for brand new apps or apps that were created at the time of this video, this is turned on by default. You save your changes and publish them. And then you can go and create that invite-only group. Now, if you happen to have one of those class management systems that we integrate with, then you should be able to send targeted notifications. And that would be, if I go to getting started, our help guide, and we go to push notifications, under there, there's a section called targeted notifications. So what you see here, these are screenshots from Jackrabbit. We don't have the help documentation for Studio Director or Dance Studio Pro yet. When we do have it, we'll put it here. But the thought is the same. Within that class, within your class management system, you'll, if you're using Jackrabbit, you will go to email text families, and under the type, you'll select push notification. If you're using Dance Studio Pro, you'll use the function called RoboPush, and that allows you to create groups from within Dance Studio Pro. And if you're using Studio Director, you'll just need to ask them to enable it. I have no idea what it looks like in Studio Director. Unfortunately, don't have any screenshots of that at all. By the way, if you use Studio Director, you'll need to send them an email asking them to enable the ability to send targeted notifications. Just tell them that you now have the mobile app. Same thing goes for Dance Studio Pro. If you want to use the targeted notifications, they call it RoboPush. Then just send Dance Studio Pro support an email asking them to enable RoboPush now that you have the mobile app. A Jackrabbit is automatic because of an integration we've had with them that allows them to immediately just turn it on and off. So going back to the selection, that part is different depending on what system you use. In the end, though, what will happen is once you've selected that group of people, you'll be taken back to your dashboard. And instead of it saying choose your audience like it does here, it will show your targeted audience. And it will show everyone that you're trying to send to in that targeted group and whether they have the app installed or not. So the ones that don't have the app installed will be at the bottom. And obviously they won't get a targeted notification like this. So, and it's important to point out here that you may have some users here that show as not having the app installed, but they may actually have it installed. They just haven't logged into the parent portal. Remember that what we were talking about a second ago was that in order for us to identify somebody by their email address, we have to have them log into the parent portal at least one time. So if you're going to use this type of functionality, the targeted notifications, I think it's a great part of the notifications. Then I would, if it were me, I would tell my parents when promoting the app, I would encourage them to go ahead and log into their parent portal. It's a one-time login. And that allows you to know who's using the app and for you to send them much more relevant notifications. Okay, so before we actually go into writing a notification, I do want to point out the examples page here. And these are just screenshots of notifications that we've received on test devices here. These are from customers of ours. We just took screenshots, put them here. We thought, good place for our customers to go to see how other people are doing it. Maybe might give you an idea of what you can do. There is one notification in particular that I like to use when talking about notifications because it does point out all the parts of a notification. It's this one right here about midway through the page. So with your app, the way our notifications work is that it comes in two parts. The first is the actual notification that shows on your phone, It's what shows when you pull down from the top on your phone, all of those notifications, notifications from your email, Facebook, Instagram, all of those, that's where they live. And your notification that you send out will be there as well. And it will be grouped together. So if you send multiples, they'll be right together with each other. It'll have the name of your business, your studio, or your gym, or swim school, or cheer. And then on the left, you'll have the app icon for your app. It will include any image that you put there. And honestly, I would suggest using an image for most notifications. It really does make sure that people will see it easier, will notice your notification. At the bottom here, you have a summary, and this is really just meant to be something that grabs somebody's attention, enough for them to understand what the notification is about. If you make it too long, both Apple and Google will cut it off. So once you click on this, the notification goes away, but it opens up your app and takes you to the detail for the notification. Now the detail lives inside of your app until a parent deletes it. So in the app, if you were to open up the app, you'll see there's a notifications icon at the bottom. If you click that, you'll see all of the notifications you received. And like I said before, you as a parent can delete those notifications. So anyway, going back, you click on this, takes you to the detail. The detail will have that image and any text, images, or embedded videos that you put here. You can also upload documents, and those documents live within inside the notification, and you can use them also in the content for your app as well. One of the best parts of the notification, I believe, is the sign up button. Well, it's not actually a sign up, the call to action button here. And that can be a button that takes people or takes parents to content inside of your app or somewhere outside of the app, say to your website, or to watch a video, or to view a PDF, or to email you, or call you. A lot of different things you can do with that button. To me, it's great because especially on the marketing side, you've presented some great content, and now you're giving somebody the choice, the ability to go ahead and make that decision right now. Okay, so let's head back over to our dashboard, and we'll go ahead and write a test notification. So in this case, I'll just choose a group, click continue. Now, the first part is your notification text. It's this part right here. That's what we're working on. And then you can choose whether you want it to show an image. In this case, we do. And you can use previously uploaded images. You can upload one, or you can use one on the web. So let's see if we have any previously uploaded ones. We don't. So we'll just use one off the web. We use this one. We'll just copy the image address there. All right, we'll just put that in there. And once you have the image in, it will show you a preview. So we'll just click continue. Now this is the detail for the app. So in this case, we give it a title, and you have an editor here. It will put in your notification text if you're trying to do something quickly. But in this case, we'll just copy and paste. This editor is really good at handling copy and paste, like from your website or from newsletters or emails. So for us, let's just go to, we need to find a website. Infinity Sports, let's go there. So in this case, I could do a copy. We'll go to marketing and back to our editor here. We'll just do a paste. And you can see it puts everything in there. Now, sometimes you might have to adjust the spacing, just depending on how it handles what your website looks like. And you can see it also put in our image. Now to edit any images, you can just click it and then say edit. In this case, I want it to be centered. And then you can also resize it here. Okay, so if I go back up, you can also insert other images. You can embed YouTube or Vimeo videos, and then you can upload documents. So to upload a document, you would just click, well, first of all, let's decide where we want that. Let's say we want to do it right here. And we'll click this file icon right here. And then you can just choose from any files that you may have uploaded already, or you can upload one. Okay. So we've got our detail done, and now you decide whether you want that notification to have the button at the bottom. If you say none, it will have the button, but it will say continue to the app. If you say app content, you'll see that a drop-down picker has, for lack of better words, is here now, and we can choose what content in the app basically where in the app we want them to go. If you put your mouse over this, you can see that what we've done here is grouped all of the parts of your app, all of the content in your app by the type of content it is. You'll have the majority of things you'll have in the app are pages or links. So in this example, we could take them to the Extreme Boys page, and then we give it some text like learn more. And we could also link to a website if we wanted to, or another, what I think is a great utility here is share with others. So the share with others is really the ability to turn that button that appears at the bottom of your notification into a share button. So if somebody, let's say I'm reading the notification, I click on that button, it will, instead of taking me somewhere in the app, it will initiate a share. So you'll see on your phone, it will ask you if you want to share via Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or by text or email, those kinds of things. And it was developed so that you can send a notification to your current customers and encourage them to share something that you create here in the dashboard with people that are not necessarily customers, like their friends and family. I think it's a great tool. And if you want to learn more about that, underneath push notifications, there is a section called Share Pages. Okay, so for this example, we're just using app content. And again, we're going to the Extreme Boys page. The button will be called Learn More, right? And there is another option here, should the message expire. And all this means is if you set a date and time, then the message will delete itself from any phone that it's on at that date and time. So we'll click continue. This is just a review. We have the audience or who's getting that notification. In this case, it's just this one group right here. And you have your notification on the left, your detail on the right. It looks a little funny because we have two images. That's just because it's the way we did our copy and paste. Any of your detail, the text. Now, I did mention it earlier, but we didn't really show you how to do that. You can embed YouTube or Vimeo videos here as well. And then you have a button at the bottom that says Learn More, and you can see it looks like that cut and paste didn't work right. So there's some text in there that really should be. So let's get rid of that real quick. Okay, anyway. Now at the bottom, we have a button that says Learn More. When I click on that, it will take me to the Extreme Boys page in this app. So you have three options at this point. You can send the notification immediately, and just be aware that if you don't get the notification within a few seconds, that's normal. It can take a few minutes. Sometimes, although rare, it can take up to an hour. If it's been that long, you haven't gotten your notification, you know you should have, then please reach out to us. We can investigate a little bit more. You can also schedule it or save as a draft. So we'll just schedule just to show you a few things. Okay, so now if we go to set scheduled pushes, you'll see that here, and it's scheduled to go out on the 28th. Now at this point, you can delete the notification if you want. If you delete and the notification's already been sent, it will attempt to tell any app that has that notification to delete itself. That doesn't mean that the actual notification, the one that pops up on your phone and it's up at the top when you pull down from the top, that won't go away, but the actual detail of it, the part that lives in the app will. So that is useful not only for cleaning up your customer's notifications area, but also if you happen to send something by accident. You also have copy, and copy is what it sounds like. It's just a simple copy that allows you to create duplicates of other notifications. This is really useful if you have, let's say, an event coming up. You might want to send a series of notifications about it. So you create your first one, schedule it, just come here and copy it. And you can edit pieces of it as you go during that copy if you want to tweak the message a little. And then if for anything that hasn't been sent, you can always come back and edit it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and delete that. Okay, so just as a reminder, the groups do not have the ability for you to kick them, to kick people out of the group or to really assign people to a group. The best you can do for limiting people in the group is to use a password. And on the targeted notifications, remember, this is one of the best parts of the notifications. If you use Jackrabbit, you don't need to send them an email. It should already be enabled within Jackrabbit under email text families. If you use Dance Studio Pro, you'll need to make sure you send an email to Dance Studio Pro support telling them that you want to use they need to enable RoboPush. And unfortunately, we don't have documentation for it, but from my understanding, it's very easy. And that once you select a group in RoboPush, it will take you back here to finish off your notification. Same thing for Jackrabbit. And if you use Studio Director, same thing. You'll need to send them an email telling them that you have the mobile app and you'd like to be able to use targeted push notifications. Okay, well, that's it for this video. And be sure to watch the next video where we'll concentrate on a few other pieces of functionality, but more so managing your content.